we are live on YouTube. Welcome everybody. How you doing? Hello, hello. Want to give this a minute for a few people to tune in. Is this gonna do crazy things today? All right. Hope everyone's having a good day. Hope everyone's enjoying the sun, the beach. I'm loving, not to brag, but my new house, just a couple blocks away from the beach. I literally walk to the beach every day now. It's amazing. I worked today from the beach for the first time. And it reminds me of why I keep living in New York State. It is actually really incredible to go through the seasons here. Okay, good. So we're going to give this a second for a few people to tune in. If you guys can, hi Mala, Brittany, Demetris, Falana, Susanna. Good to see you guys. Everybody on TikTok, I can't really see that far, but I can see your comments coming up and your hearts and things. So if everybody could please just give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you can actually hear me and see me all right. I'm not just here talking to myself in spirit for the next hour. That would be helpful. Okay, give me that thumbs up that my audio and video are actually working. Yeah. Thank you, Mala. Yes, I love the new place. So Kara, Brittany, thank you very much. Okay, I got a thumbs up there that things are working. Very good. Saturday, August 20th. Okay, I'm going to make a couple announcements while we wait for everybody to tune in. And if you guys are new here, this is my bi-weekly. No, there goes my camera. All right, hold on. I'm going to have to figure this out. This is a good time for me to let you guys know here on TikTok that if you're having any trouble, you may want to switch over to YouTube at Ask Ivy. Okay, so vice versa, same idea. Both accounts are at Ask Ivy. So one may be better than the other. And typically that is YouTube. Also, because TikTok is always deliberately crippling my account, I would appreciate if everyone from TikTok would switch over to YouTube or do both, because I don't plan on staying on TikTok forever the way they're not allowing my account to grow. All right, so a couple quick announcements. We have on Saturday, August 20th is the next Reiki training. We're going to do in person as well as through Zoom. Now, Reiki is always a video download, so you don't need to wait for that date. But if you're looking for 1, 2, and or masters, this would be the time to go ahead and get yourself registered. Again, that's August 20th, and that'll be led by Jill Marie, who also works for Ivy's Healing Call Center. She's an assistant teacher here. You guys all probably know her if you follow me. She's awesome. So she'll be leading that. Then we have coming up on May 28th. So May 28th is our big psychic fair here at the new location. This is a combination of psychic mediums, pet readings. We're going to be doing auragraphs, astrology. Christina Del Rey herself will be here. We also have tarot readers. We have a bunch of readers from Ivy's Healing Call Center will be here. But if you guys can't be in Dunkirk, New York, but you still want to be part of the psychic fair, we also have Reiki practitioners. You guys can get a virtual reading, a virtual healing, but spaces are filling up fast. So you're going to want to go onto the website that is in the link above or below in the description box, depending on where you're tuning in. So that's Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. You can go get your ticket for your reader or your healer, and walk-ins are welcome. But you may want to get advanced tickets if you do plan to be here in person. Now, on May 28th, throughout the day, I am opening up the tours again. So a lot of you wanted to come and tour this, Victorian funeral home that I now live in. And many local people had their family members, their loved ones laid out here for 55 years. This was a funeral home, Gardner Coletti. And then it sat vacant for 16 years. So I opened it up at our last event here, and people were able to do the self-guided tours, and it was a huge hit. So we're doing self-guided tours again, self-guided historical tours throughout the day. And then at 8 p.m., we start the paranormal tours. You guys asked, I put it together. I just got your EMF readers in the mail, and everyone's going to have equipment to use. You're not going to have to bring your own. You can if you want. But we're going to start at 8 p.m. and then they run, it runs about 3 hours long is the tour. So you'll be with a group of up to 12 people, and we're going all the way to 1 a.m. So we are now booking like later into the other groups. You're going to want to reserve your space now for that. Same thing, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. I also wanted to announce tomorrow, if you guys have exes reaching out, it is the parade of the exes. For those of you that are not familiar with Mercury in retrograde, what happens is it stirs the ish pot and all of your exes come to the surface. They start reaching out, trying to get your attention. Not in a petty way. They try to do it in an affectionate way and try to see if they can actually lure you back in and get you back. Do not fall for it, people. And so tomorrow we are doing a live, myself and Christina Del Rey, our astrologer. We are going to be talking about the parade of the exes, Mercury in retrograde, why it happens, how long it's going to be going on for, what it means. And on a bigger level, on a karmic level, what is it about? Why? And she wants to also talk about the lunar eclipse that's coming up in Scorpio. I think it's Sunday or Monday. She said this is also affecting that area. And she's actually going to be doing a rundown for each zodiac sign on how you're affected by this, which is like absolutely fabulous for her to just be able to pop in with us on a live, like last minute. So I'm super excited. And we just love this topic. It's always fun. So that's going to be tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, here on TikTok and on YouTube. All right, so check it out. What else did I want to tell you guys? That's it. Nope, that's not it. All right, so summer hours, I am off of this 8 p.m. Winter is over, right? Kick rocks. So we are back to summer hours. That's 9:30 Eastern. 9:30 p.m. on TikTok and YouTube. Everything else is the same days of the week. I do the mini classes every other Tuesday. I do the Ask Ivy live shows here where I take your questions every other Wednesday. And church is coming back, Roots Revival, in June. That will also be later, okay? Sundays. So we are now on summer hours, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay. I think that's everything. All right, so welcome everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium, a Taino Arawak. I own a school called the Ivy League Psychic Academy where I train people internationally online, and we are slowly getting back to in-person in everything from psychic mediumship development to Reiki, astrology, tarot, numerology, you name it, we do it. We train children as well as adults, and I welcome you guys to check out a full list of classes at ivyleaguepsychicacademy.com. Now, what you caught here tonight is my bi-weekly Ask Ivy show where I take your personal questions and I deliver out messages from Spirit. I ask everybody at this time to please give this video a thumbs up right now. Please do subscribe if you like what you're hearing. And if you want to become a member on YouTube for all kinds of extras, your monthly horoscope, direct spirit messages, you're going to hit the join button and you can look at the 3 different tier options there for that. All right, very good. So you guys start posting your questions. If you haven't already done so, And these questions can be about anything. Psychic, mediumistic, empathic, lost objects, paranormal, doesn't matter. Anything goes. There are no right or wrong questions, but you do need to include names of anyone that you're referring to or anything that you're referring to. So if you want to know about your lover, or if you're torn between a couple different guys, I need the first name of everybody involved. If you're asking about a job, give me the name or at least the initials of the company. If you're asking about a deceased loved one, you want to hear from your dad on the other side, give me his first name. Speeds things up. I try to get to everybody that I possibly can, and I do these in 3 minutes or less. This is not what a normal reading would look like, of course, because it is super rushed and brief. But if you need to book a reading with me, you can do that up on the website, again, in the description box above or below. Or if you just have one question, you don't need a full reading with me, you can submit an email question, and you can also book me for corporate events, parties, things like that. So check it out. All right, you guys, go ahead and start posting. Mairead, my beautiful producer, will be popping the questions up, and I will get to as many as we can. Let's go ahead and get started, Mairead. Also, don't be rude to Mairead. Mairead didn't take your question. It's because Spirit did not lead or guide her to. We also appreciate donations, but it is not required. So while I appreciate donations, no, we are not only picking people who leave a donation, but if you leave a bad attitude, I assure you, Mairead will be crossing right on over you to the next person who has an attitude of gratitude. So let's be nice. Okay, our first question is coming from Devon Romanoff. Hello, I hope you're all well. I was just curious on if I would find love soon. I don't want to settle, but I do want to be happy, whether it's alone or not. So the real question is not whether or not you're going to find love as much as whether or not you're going to find happiness in being single or. So let me see what your relationship and your joy guide have to say about this. I feel like the most important thing with you has nothing to do with love. It may seem as though it doesn't. It's about your work. And so there's a lot of talk of you being passionate about your work, about you being invested in your life contract, meaning what you signed on to before you came to Earth. If you feel passionate with your daily tasks and you feel as though you are doing the work that your soul committed to do, your spirit is going to be enlivened. You are going to come from a high vibrational energy. You are going to allow for things like manifestation and law of attraction to be at your fingertips. You are going to claim what is rightfully yours in the universe, including the right lovers, the right friends, the right company, everything. Members of your soul tribe. This is something that a lot of people don't think enough about. When we are out of alignment with our life contract, we are not living on path. We have a lot of trouble connecting not only with the right lovers, but with members of our soul tribe. And when you have members that you are actually in contract with, I don't care if it's your gay buddy or it's your coworker or it's a long-term friend, you know, and it's not romantic at all. It makes those relationships so much more meaningful that you don't attach all kinds of needs and wants and desires and I have to have to a lover. You allow a lover to be a lover and your friends to be your friends and the people you work with and members of your soul tribe to just be what they are. So what I feel you really need to do is to take the tension off of the need in that particular type of drive toward a romantic partnership, a long-term commitment. And you need to put the focus more on your work. As you're doing more of the work in your life contract, the other relationships will all fall into place. Okay. Thank you, Susanna, for the donation. And I can't say thank you to everybody because I'm actually not looking at that part of the screen, but I do appreciate, absolutely. All right, we have one coming in from Demetris. Hi, you told me this was going to happen. Well, it's what I do. No, I hope this is good news. I have come across a new job employment opportunity at Volkswagen. Ooh, nice. Do you see this being a good job opportunity? Yeah, I do. For sure. And if it came up, I want to say this, when I do my readings, so I don't remember the reading that I gave you, but when I do my readings, I'm always channeling from the light exclusively. So what that means is that I allow spirit to tell me whatever it is that you should know. It may not even be on your list of things that you wanted to hear about, but I let them go first. So when spirit talks, they're always talking about what would be for your highest and best good, what would help you to be in alignment with your life contract, with your path, with your levels up, your pivotal points in life, right? So this is a big opportunity, especially if it already came up. in your previous readings. And the feeling that I'm getting with it too is that it's going to open some doors. I see over here to your future, some doors opening that are part of this position, but also part of networking on a larger scale. So this may take you other places beyond this position, possibly even beyond this company. So yes, 100%. I also see that within about a year to a year and a half, and then it really kicking in about like a year to 8 months. It's like you have some kind of benefit. I'm hearing benefits. Now that's not necessarily like medical. Who gets super excited about medical? It's more like knowing, having a trajectory, having an understanding about how to build your life after this, because you can count on a certain type of financial stability and growth, and even levels up afterward. Okay. Potential promotion afterward, positions that you might be put in. So it's pretty exciting. Enjoy. Congratulations. All right, we have another one coming in from TikTok at Chicken Mama. Hi, Chicken Mama. Hi, Christina. Hi, Ivy. Any messages from Spirit in regards to my new relationship with my guy, Chris? Let me see what I'm getting with Chris. Chris has a tendency to, he has in the past been a little needy and then gotten a little afraid of how needy he is, and he may pull out. So Chris is like combo guy, how he may like want a lot of love and affection. I don't know if he's Capricorn in his chart somewhere. I just was dating someone with this as their rising sign. It was a bit of a confusing situation. It looks very much like that pattern where they like want to be super affectionate and lovey-dovey, and then they're like missing, and they didn't really ghost. They just like pull way back, and you're like, what is wrong with you? And then he seems to catch himself almost like, oh my gosh, I did that. And then like stops, and it may be like a testing, like you may be getting tested with it, or you may be kind of playing games with it a little bit, right? Which is also a Capricorn thing. So I get that feeling from him, like he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out, but realistically he wants to be in. And I think that he's learned a lot from that. I don't want to give him too much credit because I don't know if he's actually going to walk it out. There's a big difference between learning a lesson and walking a lesson out. And I think he's going to be tested with that over the next 2 years. And so what you're going to see is the universe giving him opportunities, many of them through you in this relationship, to make sure that if he learned this lesson, he's applying it properly. And instead of like being all in and being affectionate and emotionally available, and then being completely disconnected and like seemingly ghosting, he's going to be more stable and just present. And even if it's uncomfortable, like stay there, stay there, stay there. I think that if he's doing that, we're looking at a deeper level of intimacy than what he's been able to achieve before. And I think that you are more than ready for that. You don't seem to have that kind of instability issue. You seem to be like an open book. Like what you see is what you get. What I said is what it will be. If I say I'm going to be here, I'm going to be here. There's no question with you. And I think that you really need to value that, you know? And I think that if he can't meet you there, then you're way above him, and you may need to cut it loose. But we'll see what he does. I have a pretty good feeling about it. You'll know more in about 4 months. All right, Kara, are there any messages coming through from my grandpa Bill? Let me see what Grandpa Bill has to say. The first thing he gives me is almost like butterflies in your stomach. So you may be going through a fairly significant amount of change. He keeps showing me the number 5, which is change in multiple areas of your life. So you may have like one big thing that was going on. You may have been seeing 4s for like the last 4 to 7 months, and then it changed into 5s, because 4s change in one area in a big way. And then 5 is change in many areas. Usually though, something triggered it, right? So it's like a snowball effect. So that one area has now affected everything. And it's almost like you've got butterflies. Now, this is great because butterflies are a sign of excitement. Some people don't like that. And I feel like you do. I feel that you like it because you're ready for it. Okay. So this excitement coming into your life, these changes are really positive for you. And he wants to celebrate that with you. He wants you to keep a smile on your face, keep your eyes focused, and try not to let yourself get distracted by overthinking or worrying or trying to control and manipulate. Keep your ego out of it and stay focused on faith, positivity, and the good things that are coming for you. He said that you've gone through a hard time and you have a tendency to kind of be waiting for the other shoe to drop, but it's not coming. Okay. And anything that may change in your life is something that you can absolutely handle. He wants you to be confident, chin up, eyes forward. Okay. He loves you very much. And he visits you in dreams, and he's kind of loud, and you may hear him audibly. He says clairaudience. Okay. So your ear may ring, your left ear, especially mediumship ear, ringing, tinnitus in your ear, pressure in your ear, hearing him audibly or hearing him in your head. All right, from TikTok, from a Rufina. Will Isaiah and I last? I think one of the things I want to do with the live show I'm going to do tomorrow night, the parade of the X's, why your X is coming back during Mercury in retrograde with Christina Del Rey, our astrologer. She's also going to talk about the eclipse coming up Sunday, Monday, in Scorpio. And she's going to give you guys some advice on each particular zodiac sign. I think one of the things I want to do too is take a couple relationship questions during that live show. So tune back in here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. So from Rufino, will Isaiah and I last long? You know, I feel like he has this stick-to-itiveness about him, and it's not stubbornness. He is stubborn in some areas, for sure, but he really is more able to focus and stabilize his emotions and his logic and his intuition. He has a great way of incorporating everything and really being mindful and analyzing himself, what he's thinking, what he's feeling, you know, what his gut instinct says. And he tries to go with the highest vibration and make choices about the way he talks to you. And if you guys have any issues, the way that you could work it out instead of like huffing off and being a toddler. And I think that's refreshing to see. So he has a maturity level. You could say he's an old soul. The thing that I wonder about here is the timing on all of this. I have a free mini class called Timing Your Divine or something. You know, can there be wrong timing in a relationship? No, there can't. That is a complete myth. There is no such thing as like bad timing on a great relationship. What can happen though is that one person isn't growing, or one person has unfinished business, and there are complications in the choices that we previously made before we came together. And I do sense some of that here. So I want to say that it's not dated in the way that you guys can't have something long-term, but it is dated in the way that you have unfinished business, especially on your behalf. And you're going to want to look at that. Okay, so deal with it as quickly as you can. Sometimes we can recoup these situations. Sometimes we can't. We'll have to see. Okay. Susanna Cruz, thank you so much for the donation. Hello, Ivy. I'm wondering if I have any messages from the other side from my grandmother, Bonnie. Let me go over here with your grandmother. So the first thing she's giving me is a smell of perfume, and I think I'm smelling lilacs, and she shows me a lot of purple flowers. And so you have something called Claire Augustine. Claire Augustine is the ability to smell phantom odors, scents, and taste phantom flavors, things that are not there. No one else in the room will notice it, but you will notice it. She uses this with you because she also has it. So pay attention to her there. She said that she wants you to know that you're playing a pretty strong hand. So right about here, which is in your present energy, but within the next week or two, about a week and like 3 days, or a week and 4 days, even, she's very specific, something else going on with it next Wednesday, you may hear that you need to make a decision. So whether you're signing a contract, someone's offering you something, it's sort of like you need to make sure you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's. But if you have been feeling a little bit crippled, if you've been feeling a little bit small, insignificant, like your hand, if this were a poker game, right, isn't strong enough, you're wrong. And you don't need to worry about what the other people at the table are going to put down, what they're going to offer, what they're going to ask for, what the demand is going to be. Don't worry about your opponent. Just keep an eye on your hand and do the best that you can with it, with what you have to pick up, okay, with what you can release. And when it is time to put your cards down, I feel like you actually have a strong enough hand to take everything at the table for yourself. So I feel good about this. She's helping you through this process. She loves you very much. All right. For those of you tuning in late, thank you for being here. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you need to book a reading with me, the link is above or below, depending on where you are. Brittany says, hi, Ivy. I have to move this summer, and I was wondering if you had any advice on where that might be. Yeah, let's look at the whole planet and see what we narrow down. And not far. I actually don't see So that was fast. So like if you're, you may be looking southeast of where you are. There aren't a ton of options around you based on the price range that you're looking for, the atmosphere that you're looking for. It's kind of a no-brainer. You don't have a bazillion choices here. It may feel that way, but when you really do the research and you really start to navigate down, you start to eliminate places that are not going to work. Another issue may be commuting. So there's not just necessarily with work. Let's say you work online, right? You could work from home. You would still have to travel other places. So this doesn't feel very far. I think that you may also be a bit familiar with the place of the town. And I'm not saying it's from your childhood per se, but you seem to have looked into it or spent some time there when you were a child. And it seems as though you have a sense of peace with it. I want to say that there's also a sense of completion. And often with a sense of completion, what we see from the universe is that it's being supported. So if you were to be knocking on other doors in other places, and it's like doors getting shut in your face, slammed again, hit another brick wall, again, and then you look here, it's like everything flows, everything moves. It's all laid out for you already. Just follow the path, okay? And congratulations on the move. It feels really nice and supportive in your new home. Sonia says, good evening, Ivy and Maraid. Hi, Sonia. My family and I are on the market for a new home. We stumbled on 2 today. All right, let's take a look. So we've got 30 Brimley Court and 68 Hearthstone Crest. You're going to have to fight on that one. Is either one of them the one for us? Either one of them could maybe be the one for you. You're going to have to fight for Hearthstone, but I feel more energy with it. Probably everybody else does too. This is always the issue, right? It's like being at the casino and watching every old man at the table like turn into a psychic and know exactly what to do. It's crazy to watch. So everybody knows this is the house, right? But I don't think that it's not worth a bit of a battle. I think that if you move hard and fast, and I think that if you can predict, even if you get like some tarot readings in between or book something with me, like make the right moves at the right time, I almost get the sense of like, this is like your dad, your grandpa. I have a gentleman coming in here tall, like 6'1", 6'2", puts his foot on this situation. And it's like he's got his foot on it so that if other people are trying to tug at it, it's almost like he can't move. He may be holding it steady for you. And all you have to do is all the paperwork and fill everything out and keep pushing. And if somebody gets in there before you, or if a deal starts to sort of shift toward the other people, like their offer is higher or something, you have to kind of pull back, or you don't want to go too high, you're kind of waiting it out, that may fall through. And then it's still kind of held for you. Okay. So it's kind of a complicated answer, and you should know within 3 weeks of putting in your offer what that situation is going to look like. I feel it's a better fit for you in a lot of ways. If you want an easier solution, you may want to look at Brimley, but there also seems to be somebody coming in to snatch that real quick too. So as long as you're moving quickly, I feel positive about both of these. Brimley has a certain energy about it too. It's sort of light, it comes through sort of yellow. It could be like fun, travel, adventure. You could have more land. You could enjoy the land more. It has more of a spiritual nature feel to it. But if I had to choose, I would go with the second. Good luck. From TikTok at Clara. Hi, Ivy. Hello, Clara. I've been feeling spiritually disconnected and I can't sleep. Anything I should know? Yes, I feel like you have some unfinished business. I don't feel like this is Kundalini or a download or any bigger thing. I think we don't want to make too much of this, but you definitely have some stuff that you're not sorting through. So we would call this subconscious dreaming. We would say that it could lead to things like stress dreaming, nightmares, waking up a lot, fear of actually dozing off, because you don't want to deal with it. When we don't want to deal with something during the day, it comes up at night and we still don't want to deal with it at night. And so it's like you have to force yourself through lucid dreaming techniques. Check out my dreams class up on the website, and you're going to need to learn how to say, I can handle this. This is fine. Whether it's something coming up from your past and it's causing some emotional turmoil, or you're going through some karmic lessons right now in your life. I'm feeling like these things are even connected. So that's a lot. And you want to honor yourself. You want to be like, you know what? I'm going through a lot, you know, this sucks, and I really need to take more time to maybe go down to the water, get myself a coffee, you know, do some breathing exercises throughout the day, sit with my guides more often. I need to breathe through this. And when I go to bed at night, I'm going to visualize, use your lucid dreaming techniques and tell yourself, I am capable. I am going to address this head on. I'm going to look the, you know, snake right in the eyes, or the dragon right in the eyes. And I'm going to control how my sleep state goes tonight by making the right decisions for myself, not just be a victim to the circumstance. And I think that what you're going to find is that you have some chapters in your life that you need to close, some shadow work that needs to be done, some alchemy, converting from negative to positive, that needs to be made. And I think that with the stuff going on in your day-to-day right now, you need to be a little bit more proactive and take charge, okay? Less sort of riding the waves of life. There's a time to just be like, whatever, I'm going to ride the waves. However it turns out, it turns out. And then there's a time to realize that that's pacifism. It's not appropriate at the moment. You actually have to be more active. The universe isn't just going to work it out for you. And so figure out what the heck you want and go after it. Go get it for yourself, okay? All right, we have another one here from a Danica. I think I'm saying that. Hi, Ivy. Would love to get some insight into why my mom, my brother, and I feel so stuck. Our progress has been very stagnant. Okay, when will things finally move along for us? I feel like it really has a lot to do with your brother's energy. Oddly, like he's, you know, your brother needs to change the way he thinks a bit. We don't always connect the dots from one thing to another. We like to categorize everything in our lives. And we like to say, well, work cannot possibly be connected to residency gain, and residency can't be connected to my lover. And yes, it can. Everything is connected. And because you were in a group dynamic, everyone is connected, which means everyone's energy is affecting the movement of this thing. And so I feel like your brother needs to do some work right now. I feel like lightening up. I feel like being more focused on what it is that he wants. We could say that's manifestation, law of attraction. I also feel like letting go of negativity, and to also release himself from some anxiety that he has. I think that your mom also needs to take her energy out of the situation, because she's almost got daggers like claws in this thing. And she's really coming from a place of ego, which is fear, manipulation, and control, instead of faith, love, and positivity. And so she's got a hold on it. It's almost like a record on repeat. It's like you guys are hamsters, 3 hamsters on the wheel, you know, tripping over each other. And it's like, we got to get off this ride and let go. Okay. So one of the things too, your mom can do, and you can be the teacher in all of this, which is your role, is to say, Mom, you know, picture what it is that you want, and then let it go, release it to the universe, and just say, it's going to work out. It's going to work out. Okay. But that means she has to stop thinking about it and obsessing over it. All right. It's going to be fine. They've got some work to do. We are affected by everyone else's energy when we are in group dynamics like this. For sure, something for everybody tuning in to keep in mind. All right, Shannon Anderson says, I left my toxic husband in January. Wow, congratulations. And my toxic job in February. Kudos. Completely starting over, staying with friends while getting my life together. Any messages from Spirit in assisting me with my new path? I'm just hearing stay the steady path. I'm hearing that it's a great opportunity for you to get close to some people. So let's say that the universe is providing you with opportunities to have a different level of intimacy with strangers that you don't know off the street, and like maybe people you work with, and like the people you're living with, like your friends, right? Your close inner circle. This is no time for you to pull back. This is no time for you to be like, well, I'm going through a lot and I kind of feel insecure. I don't feel like being social. I feel you just being like a butterfly, like spreading your wings and really being out there. They're also giving the image of a dragonfly for you, which is huge prosperity, levels up at pivotal points through hard work, good, healthy, karmic payout. Okay. So this could be going on for like 5 years. This is a time for you to share. This is a time for you to allow other people to put their energy into you and uplift your energy after this toxic dude that you were dealing with all this time, draining your energy, stealing your peace, taking your pride, confusing you, making your self-esteem be in the gutter. You know what I mean? Like all of that negative toxic influence. Now you've got all these great supportive people around, even some random guy on the street that you don't know. And it's like you need to really bask in that positivity and that light and that community with other people, because it's showing you more of who you are. So just focus there, and everything else is put one foot in front of the other. There's really not a complicated process here. Okay. You've been through the complicated part of the process. Congratulations. All right. We have another one coming in here from TikTok at Aubrey Ray. Hi, Ivy. Any messages from my dad, Paul? Let me see what I'm getting with him. He shows you writing out bills and filling out paperwork. This could also be contracts. It's almost like you're trying to write things out and you're trying to keep everything organized. It's as though you are also helping other people to do that. So I'm not even sure if some of this is yours. I'm wondering if you're doing this for somebody else. Let's just use an example. If you were taking care of your mom, or you were taking care of family members and you were doing this for them in addition to your own workload. I'm under the impression that where you're going, and this is going to be about, 5 months out from now, and then sort of peaking in about 9 months out from now, where you're going is sort of unloading some of that. So if you've been feeling bogged down, like there's a lot of pressure, like you have too much on your plate, this is an opportunity for you to free yourself. Your dad says, though, you have to actually do it at that time. You may be stubborn. You may like to do things your own way. I don't know if you have some Virgo in your chart somewhere, but it's almost like, no, let me handle it because I could just do it better anyways. You don't know how, or it's not going to go well, or I don't want to have to redo it. And you're going to have to pass that test. You're going to have to prove at that time that if you want to release and get free, you will delegate, or you will let go of or postpone certain tasks. And this is a time for you entering, over the course of the next year, into a period of celebration in your life where you're putting more of the focus on you and less on others, less on outside circumstances, work situations. Okay, so self-care, 9 months, here it comes to a head. He's helping you with this journey, and he's very proud of you. We have one from Masubi, who I now know is Melissa Subia. Been trying to communicate with my joy guide, but not sure if I'm heading in the right direction or if I'm blocked somehow. Does my joy guide or any of my guides have anything to say to me or suggestions for me? Well, there's a ton that they want to say, because I don't really feel like you've been connected very well for a long, long time. And so there's so much, but there's also the right amount for right now where you are in life and where you're headed. And that's what they want to talk to you about. Where are you and where are you supposed to be going? And so I think that the solution to this is to sit. You guys hear me say this every single show and class, and I'm like a broken record. Sit for 10 to 15 minutes every morning with your guides and a cup of coffee before you speak to another human being, before you do anything else, and ask them 3 questions. What is it that I should focus on today? Are there any pitfalls that I can avoid today, and how? And how can I be of service? If you do this, you will be hearing from them. What I feel is in the way is you. I feel like it's always been you. They've always been there. You have the same team that everybody else comes to Earth with, but you tend to block. You are, I almost want to say, very easily distracted. You have a way of being like, this is shiny, or look at that, or, squirrel. And then it's like, you just don't really, it's not that you don't hear, it's that you don't follow through with detail, and you don't apply, and you don't really take the time to process things. I want you to start thinking of spirit as people. And I want you to think of it, communication that you may want to have with someone else that's a friend, let's say, or a meaningful relationship in your life. When they speak, do you listen? Are you actively listening? Or are you like on to the next, thinking, and what else can I say? Or cutting them off, okay? You need to be a better listener, and this will flow. All right, let's move on to from TikTok at Jen Kababble. Did I pass my notary exam? I am supposed to find out next week. Yes, you did. Congratulations. All right, next one. My spiritual side, this is from Elizabeth, is feeling so lost lately. Any guidance on that? My spiritual side, you're not supposed to have a spiritual side. That right there says it all. We are not spiritual a little bit, and then like human a little bit, and then like here to feed the machine a little bit. It's like we are spiritual. That's what we are. We are energy. And so Stop seeing it as something that you entertain. Stop seeing it as something that you go to sometimes. Stop seeing it as prayer. Stop seeing it as meditation. Stop seeing it as church. Stop seeing it as God. Stop seeing your spirituality as something other than what you already are. You are it. You are energy. You are part of everything. It is happening all the time, with or without your permission, with or without your intention, voluntarily and involuntarily. You don't need to do anything. Just be and see clearly. Hear clearly. Stop asking so much. Okay. When you let go of ego, which is fear, control, manipulation, greed, needing more, wanting more. When you let go of that and you simply are in acceptance and awareness and mindful of who and what you are, you will never ask this question again. Stop going in and out. Okay. Davina Martinez, is there a chance me and DJ will end up in a relationship and work out? Please and thank you. You're welcome. What's his name? DJ? Will they be in a relationship? Will they end up in a relationship and will it work out? You know, this is funny because there's a lot of energy there between the two of you and it seems really passionate. It actually seems really powerful and it's almost like magnets. It's like I'm watching magnets, but you know, sometimes there's like a repellent energy there. And I think it's coming more from him and stuff that's going on in his life. So it's not like he looks at you and says like, never mind, I changed my mind, or I don't want this, or not right now, or anything like that. It's more like he gets very focused on what may be happening in his life. And this may be family dynamics. This may be stress and trouble. This may be work related and financial related. This may be even from like outside pressure, like, I don't know, an ex or other thing, you know, people putting pressure on him. I'm not saying he has PTSD, but I do. And when it gets triggered and activated, there are some very specific responses. People with PTSD and like past trauma, the way that they behave is like, it's like a science. I mean, we all act the same way. Even if we've learned to hide it, we all are experiencing the same identical thing, right? So you may want to Google that. But he basically panics and retreats and gets in this mode of like, oh my God, I got to fix this or I have to protect myself. So he can get stuck there for a while. And I think it's not you triggering it. I think it's other situations in his life. And the only thing you can really do during those times with him is to like be available, be light, keep it light, be available. And if he wants to talk, if he wants a friendship, I think the worst thing to do with somebody like him is to be like, I want a lover, you know, I have expectations. I want this thing locked down, or I want time with you, or I want something from you. It's best to be in acceptance of the way that they are. And let's see what happens. Okay. So it's a little hit or miss, but I like him. So from TikTok at Wild Horses, does my dad Jerry have any messages for me? There's talk of your bank account. There's talk of your finances, and there's talk of him loving you. Okay. So first thing, I love you. He's sending you songs. I can't tell if this is rock, but it sounds like maybe something older, like 70s rock or something with a classic rock, you know, things like this. But anyways, so he's sending you songs and he may be sending them in your head. Okay. That's clairaudience. All of a sudden the song pops in your head. Your ear may ring, your left ear may ring, or pressure in your ear. He's doing that, but he may also be literally manipulating like your radio and your song list. And so he talks a lot and he kind of goes everywhere. It's hard. He's a little hard to track. I think that with the finances, you may be taking money out. If you've ever seen the game Jenga, it's like a bunch of wooden blocks. They must have made a fortune off of this garbage. It actually works. It's really weird. You pull something out from Jenga and you swear to God, this tower is going to fall, and it's crazy that it doesn't. And so he shows you pulling money out of your bank account, basically, and like moving it around or having to put it towards something. So you may have to invest, and you've been doing this for a while. This isn't like just coming up, even though there will be more to it in the next, I want to say 3 to 6, maybe 7 months, but you've already been doing it. You're taking money out, you're putting it into something because you really have no choice. It's your turn. You have to. It's time for these things to be repaired or invested in. But then it's like you're worried that the bank account is going to fall, or that you're going to be put in a different position than what you had hoped to be. And he says, let it go. Okay. What has to be done has to be done. Forget about it. Do what you need to and release it from your thinking. That will create more prosperity. Okay. So what's your dad really talking about? He's talking about law of attraction. He's talking about manifestation. Stop thinking on things so much and just do what you need to do. Do your part the best you can and let it flow on its own. It will be getting bigger and better. Okay. He loves you very much. We have one from a Hunter Santiago. Do you see any changes coming to my relationship with my partner? I don't have a first name, but I can just go with this. Do I see any changes coming to the relationship? I think that you may want to be careful about attracting people in patterns who need you for a lot. It can be very romantic and watch out for trauma bonds. Those are also hot and not a great idea. But what I'm saying with this is that there can be a certain feeling of esteem or like an ego boost, right? It can give you a nice burst of energy to be needed, to be wanted, to be loved, to be adored, and really to have someone almost addicted to you. But it should evolve out of that into more stable energy where both people are able to say, I also see your flaws and I see you for the human being that you are. And like, I accept that. And like, I want to still work with you and I want to build something with you. And I'm not always sure that that's where this is going, but it is about to approach that test, that pivotal point. And a pivotal point is always an opportunity for a couple to get closer together or to go further apart. We'll see what you guys do with it. Okay. All right. We have another one here from a Karen Nico. Are there any bad spirits attached to me? Well, I would avoid drinking and I would avoid drug use. And yes, I say it to everybody, but I'm saying it to you because you asked. And I think that smoking, I think that any type of use, I think that hanging out around other people who do a lot of drinking or use is not the best idea for you. Why? You're a level 4 empath. And so you're not on the same playing ground with everybody else. You can, as an intuitive, go out and have a good time and then have a whole lot of problems because of that good time. Whereas your friends who had the same good time, but they are not as intuitive as you, they have no problems. So you cannot compare yourself as an intuitive to anybody else and what their experiences are. You have had attachment issues in the past, and you have to work really hard to maintain clean energy. Didn't I just do a mini class on this? Didn't I literally, you know what it was? It was drinking, drugs, and spirituality. That poll that you guys voted on a couple months ago, I did that class last week. So go into the playlist here on YouTube at Ask Ivy under mini classes and watch drugs, drinking, and spirituality. Okay. Do you have problems? I'm not saying you have an attachment at the moment, but you are being watched. You have in the past, and don't drink or use. Okay. Or you're going to have bigger problems for sure. You need to do a full-on cleansing anyways, though. The house, maintaining, be careful who you let into the house. There's a lot there. Watch the class and book with me if you need to. Okay. Crystal the Medium says, I have a question, Miss Ivy. What career field am I supposed to be in? Like in my life contract, what am I supposed to be doing? Well, you're supposed to be counseling others, and you're supposed to be using your leadership abilities to lead other people to resources. So a big part of your life contract is being in service, being of service, and allowing people to see what they wouldn't normally see because it's kept out of their hands. I get the sense that this could put you in systems where you're working against the government, right? You're helping people through like roots movements and volunteering, or if there are different, activist groups that allow for you to come in, and maybe even like a non-for-profit, like maybe you are getting paid, but it didn't start that way. Like their group didn't start that way. There are going to be outlets and opportunities over the course of the next year. I want you to pay attention, especially at around 9 to 10 months. In the 10th month out, which is also what is it? October, the second week of the month. You're going to want to watch for things that people are bringing up to you. The networking that's going on. What opportunities are crossing your path? Keep your eyes and ears open. Make sure you're getting involved. One of the things that you're going to find, though, is that you being a counselor for others is key. So let's say you had a difficult life. Let's say you've had some challenging experiences, and these are now being alchemized into opportunities for you to empower others from your wisdom. Focus there. All right. Then from TikTok, Manira. I am noticing the word blessed is everywhere I look. Any insights? Yeah, I feel like it was always there, and I feel like you're feeling blessed, and so you're noticing it. What do they call that? Red car syndrome or something? Yellow car syndrome? Anyways, you are basically going through a period of time where you have gone from having tunnel vision to like you're seeing the bigger picture. You may have recently gone through an awakening, right? So I see you going through Kundalini. We would also say downloads. Check out the free mini classes here in the playlist in Ask Ivy. But it's like you are open, right? So when you become woke, you start to notice all kinds of things. People with trash attitudes that didn't used to bother you, people that are rubbing you the wrong way all of a sudden, people that are really brilliant that you didn't expect it from, blessings all around you, numerology, right? Astrology, the people on your path saying just the right thing at just the right time, animals, you're going to notice that everything is sort of working in your favor. And the truth is, it was always there. It was always trying to work in your favor. It was always there to complement you. But now that your energy is more aligned with it, you're embracing it. Right. From TikTok at Labu, I feel like I get a lot of important downloads. That's funny. I think I just said that. How do I know what information is okay to share? Oh, those kind of downloads. You're basically just talking about channeling. Okay, that's a totally different thing. So we have a free mini class here on downloads on YouTube, but it's called Receiving the Download. But what you're talking about is channeling. Okay, channeling is not really downloads. Downloads are personal to you, and should you share that stuff? You could end up misdiagnosed on some medication, I assure you. Be careful. But I think that when you're talking about channeling something accidentally for somebody else, it is about you learning discernment, and it's about you polishing your skills. Join the psychic mediumship course, okay? I will train you in what is appropriate to say and what is inappropriate to say. I always tell my students, we are not street psychics. We are not babbling about every single thing that pops into our head, whether it's accurate or it's inaccurate, whether it was channeled or it was not channeled, whether we think it is dynamic and should be said, or we don't know whether it should be said. We have to remember that with information, it is always going to feel powerful. It may feel important. That does not mean that it should be shared. And so we have to look at the ethical code of conduct. What is genuine light work? What is destiny charted versus free will? And we want to make sure at all times that we are not fulfilling making things worse or creating self-fulfilling prophecies for people. So this is not a short answer that I can give. You're going to have to train in discernment. Okay. We are at time. Thank you, Mairead, my beautiful producer, for always doing such a lovely job. I appreciate the donations. Guys, if everybody could please give this video a thumbs up if you didn't already, and subscribe. And if you want to become a member here on YouTube at Ask Ivy for all kinds of weekly and monthly extras, including your monthly horoscope and direct spirit messages, you're going to hit that join button to look at the 3 different tiers. I will see you guys back here tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, live for the Parade of the X's. Why are your exes coming back right now and trying to get your attention, get back in your life? This may have even been going on the last 2 weeks. It is going to continue for about a month. We're going to talk about that. It is due to Mercury in retrograde. Christina Del Rey, my astrologer, will also be here, and she is going to talk to you guys about the lunar eclipse in Scorpio coming up Sunday or Monday. She's going to break it down by each individual zodiac sign, how it is affecting you. And I will be taking questions with her on your love life. So it's going to be a ton of fun, super interesting for sure. All right, you guys, I will see you then. Thank you, Spirit. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.